Hey guys, this is Selena with Glass Factory, and I'm here to introduce Rivals for our actual official 1 year Twitch anniversary. So happy anniversary, everybody! Thank you for being um, all your support, everything like that. And yeah, we're gonna be talking with Rivals, rock band, and they're gonna be chatting with us about their latest release and what's next to come. So yeah, keep up, stay tuned for more. So just to familiarize anybody with like your origin story that's new or hasn't heard of you guys yet, can you guys tell us a little bit about your beginnings as a band?
Okay, here we go. So when I was 17, I used to be a photographer, and then Mick and I went on tour together and with his old band. And then he heard me sing on tour and was like, "Oh wow, she does suck singing." And then like 2.5 years later, he was like, "Well, this band no longer is together, so we're gonna go ahead and make a band." And I was like, "Okay, I guess I'm in a band." So we started a band and we named it Rivals. We almost called it Dreamers, which is kind of funny because now there's a really big band called Dreamers. Fast forward a couple years of being a local band, and then we had Josh kind of playing with us on the side, just as like a side drummer, or what did you call it, like a fill-in drummer for a little bit. And then in that time, we had Seb. We lost our old bass player, and I put it on Facebook, and it was just like, "We need a bass player." And Seb commented with the little girl emoji with her hand up, and then Seb became a bass player. And then we were on tour, and Josh was on tour with us. And this is a really fast forwarded version. We were in a boba shop, and Josh, we were like, "Josh, we have to talk to you. It's very serious." And he was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna get kicked out of the band." And then we were like, "Well, guess what? You're in the band officially." And then yeah,
And I still cried.
he did.
He
Pussy.
still cried. Kaylee, how has your
Mhm.
computer science degree shaped your creative endeavors, especially in your songwriting?
I don't think it has.
No? Okay. Well, if it has or
It's such a
hasn't, just
different-
interesting.
It's like such a different side of my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Such a different side of my brain. Like they don't really interconnect, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
at least haven't yet. I'm still learning right now, so like it's not even to a point where I could like make something and be like, "Oh yeah, this is going to be some cool new music thing that I made using my computer science degree." Like I'm not even there yet. So I don't know. I'm like about to start like actually taking like legitimate computer science classes. I just got all my stupid GEs out of the way.
Yeah.
So now for the fun stuff.
Well, that's really cool. I don't know. I just have a lot of respect for people who want to learn that side of stuff because it's just very, very different.
It is. That's why I love it though, because like my
Yeah.
whole like a lot of life has been creative. So it's kind of nice to like pick on the other side of my brain, like the more technical side. So it's kind of like refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess that kind of has to do with things creatively as well because it refreshes your brain and helps you feel more creative on the other side because you have something to balance it out, right?
Yeah. Very true. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Sebastian, when did you get into Muay Thai and what is your favorite part of the practice?
Um, I dabbled with it a little bit in high school. Never really took it too seriously, but it wasn't up until like really COVID that I really got into like fitness and stuff like that. And I met some friends who I ended up working with that all trained at the same gym. So that was kind of like more of a incentive to want to go to learn. And it's like I've always been interested in UFC. And so yeah, I've been doing it for about 2 years now, I think.
Okay.
2.5. Honestly, I haven't been counting. And what was the other part of the question?
What's your favorite part about the practice?
Honestly, I really like the tradition. You know, like it's known as the art of 8 limbs. So it's like your hands, your elbows, your knees, and your feet. And it just the tradition of where it go, how far back it goes, and how like it's an ancient, I can't think of the word right now, but yeah.
Cool.
But just the mostly the history of it to answer the question.
Yeah, no, thanks for answering. That was really insightful because I don't know anything about Muay Thai. So, Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
About
cool.
Mai Tai.
Mai Tai.
Mai
Yeah.
Tai.
Okay, I don't know anything about Mai Tai.
It's just
Mai
like,
Tai.
no, don't worry. Don't worry, I got Mai Tai.
So, Josh, what's your favorite craft beer right now, and why?
Oh wow.
Yeah, you have to pick one.
Okay.
He just got so excited.
Yeah.
You can't see it, but he's hard.
That's funny. I just tried something today that was actually really good. I'm really into like. I used to be really into IPAs and stuff like that, but I've just kind of like moved away from that just because the taste is so bland and it's kind of overplayed. So I kind of got into more like fruity beers, like sours and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And honestly, most recently, Two Town Cider has always put out like really good stuff.
What was the cider though? Like what's the flavor?
Oh, that's that.
Like
I
flavor notes?
can't remember off the top of my head, but like just Two Towns and Cellar Door Ales are like my two favorite when it comes to like sour, like reserved sort of beers.
Okay, cool. So what are your thoughts on the latest Star Wars series this far?
Obi-Wan?
Yeah. What do you think?
Oh.
Well, I don't know if I know you can't see it, but he's hard right now.
Yeah, he's so hard. Even his beard is hard.
Obi-Wan is my favorite character. Despite what everyone else says and everyone else's favorites, for some reason he is my favorite character. And it is great to see this happening again, especially after watching everything that happened with Clone Wars and the movies and whatnot. And I feel like this is almost kind of a redeeming quality for some of the movies that back in the day we were like, oh, these are garbage. And then the new ones came out and we were like, these are more garbage. We love the other ones now. And now the show's like, okay, let's make some sense out of some things. So the fact that they're doing this with all the shows has been such a revitalizing moment for me to just sit there and nerd out hard every time I watch it.
That's awesome. That's really cool. I'm still back in like Clone Wars, Star Wars: The Clone Wars. That's like how far I'm along. And then I watched the 7th movie and I kind of left it off there. I didn't watch any since, so I'm a little behind. Moving on, I guess, and more into like the music scope of things. How has the pandemic impacted your creative process as musicians?
It stopped it all together.
Yeah, we kind of we sort of just like existed for a hot minute. I think a lot of musicians did. We just all kind of were sitting there for like a year, just like with a giant question mark shoved up our butts. And then we like, after like a year, we were like, okay, and we were sitting on a record as well. So we were just kind of sitting there just like, well, what do we do? And so we were just like, well, screw it. Let's just drop our record. And we did. I'm glad we did because like there was like not much happening. So that was kind of cool. It did well. And then
I was going to say it was actually the question mark that was on top of the record. And because we were sitting on the record, that's why the question mark was up our butts.
Yeah. And so then we were just like, well, let's go back to studio. And then we wrote Dark Matter and this other song that I can't say just yet. And then we were just like, let's just go. And in a way, I feel like the pandemic was the best thing we ever did, because if we didn't go through the pandemic, we would have never written Dark Matter. Right. And we would have never questioned our existences, which is like part of the reason Dark Matter existed in that moment. And so I wouldn't change it. But at the same time, we lost 2 years as people. I mean, everyone did. So I guess it's not really like, but, we're getting old.
Well, now that you guys are like back, how does it feel like now that you did a whole run on tour as well? Like, how did performances change, if at all?
I feel alive. I feel great.
Is good.
That's awesome.
It's good.
Cool. Well, what was your favorite
like
moment in the last like round? What were a couple moments that really stood out to you?
New York City. We had so many people singing so loudly that I could hear it through my ears, and I could hear them scream Dark Matter to me so loud, and then somebody caught it on camera, so it was like even more of a moment. that was cool. That was really cool. Now I'm interested to see how it's going to be on this our upcoming tours, because like now Dark Matter's had a moment. You know, it's had its little viral baby, and so I'm interested to see how like that is later on when we play some shows in a couple months. So
yeah, cool. Any other thoughts, guys?
I would say meeting Josh. He's become Josh Lambert. We brought him on. We brought him on tour with us, and he's a great kid with huge ambition and goals. You know, and he's just a good person in general. And you know, we've even after this tour, we've kept really close after. Yeah, I would probably say that. A lot of funny moments with him.
Cool. That's awesome. What are some of the themes that arose in the writing process of Dark Matter?
Confidence.
Yeah. Just like in general, like be who you are and love who you are, and nothing matters. Dark matter, you know? It's just about like, regardless of my past, regardless of my issues, regardless of all the things that I've done or people have done to me or whatever, none of it matters.
That's awesome.
And that, and like also to like reiterate too, I would think like as long as you're having fun and whatever you're doing, that's what matters. You know, like who cares what people think? You know, if you like it, then go for it. You know.
That's cool. Yeah, I see it as like it's a really good, it's definitely an anthem for just self-confidence for sure. I really enjoyed listening.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just wait till you hear the new song.
Yeah, I was just about to ask a little bit about that and transition into that. So how will Dark Matter impact the releases in your future, and so on so
we
forth?
Are using TikTok now. We have to. It's TikTok literally changed our existence as a band. Literally our entire projection of who we are and what we're doing literally now is completely different because of what happened with Dark Matter. So yeah. We are TikTok now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've noticed that a lot of people like just exploded in 2020 thanks to TikTok, and then now they're on tour, they're making a living, and they're doing it independently. And you guys are independent now, right? Correct? Yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
Correct.
Do you want to tell me a little bit about that journey and what helped you come to that decision, if you guys are comfortable?
We wanted to keep our money.
We flipped a cone. We flipped a cone.
A lot of it came down to like, a label is essentially a glorified bank. And we were fortunate enough to like hit a point where we didn't really necessarily need that. And especially like how, like Dark Matter is and like, or has been going and, et cetera. It's like, we don't really need a bank anymore. We've essentially become our own bank in a sense. I mean, internally. So yeah, it just kind of made the most sense. Not to say that we won't sign to a label later. It's just right now, I'm not sure if it's the best move for us. So.
And plus, I feel like it's different, and it brings on like a new challenge with, you know, possible reaping major benefits, you know. And plus, I feel like us as people kind of like that challenge as well. So
that is true.
Yeah.
We were independent before the whole TikTok thing too. Like our idea was to be this DIY project again, or this DIY band again, because we wanted to kind of claim that ownership again, have control of what our destiny was, compared to having to have someone oversee it, I guess, you know.
Cool. Yeah. Sweet. Well, thanks for sharing that, because I know that that's a really big decision to make as a band too, because like the automatic draw, at least pre-COVID, was signed to a label, and now people are tending to be going solo and staying solo. So it's really interesting to hear your guys' story and your journey. Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. And tell me a little bit about what you guys like have planned next.
Touring, lots of And lots of singles. We have tons of singles.
I heard seagulls. I was like,
I
really?
did too.
What, we're getting seagulls?
Lots of singles. No, we have tons of singles. Like we have enough singles right now for like a whole EP. Which maybe that's something we'll do. I don't know. But right now we have a few singles that we're ready to push out. We do have a tour, a full US tour confirmed. Some festivals, just chilling.
Cool. What festivals are you most excited to play if you've announced them? If you haven't, then don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm really excited to play I Matter.
Sweet.
I Matter.
Where is that?
Capulet's
It's in Horseheads, New York.
Oh, cool. I haven't heard of it. That
From
sounds
my
really
understanding, the middle of nowhere.
It
At
is.
least everyone says they're like that. This is like the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, but the best festivals happen in the middle of nowhere, right?
Oh yeah, no,
Mhm.
definitely,
Definitely.
100%.
Okay, well, there you go.
I'm excited for Get It Fest too. That's in Rhode Island. That'll be fun.
Mm.
That's a totally different festival.
Mm. Mm.
Mm,
Mm.
mm,
Mm.
mm.
Cool. Well, that's all the questions I have for you guys, so we could play a round or two of Jackbox if you guys want. So you use other people's words to score the job, so that's job. And then drawful, so that's Pictionary, basically. So, which one are you guys thinking?
Raffle sounds kind of hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah, drop.
Denim Mummy meets Venom Mommy.
Wait, are we
Mine
not supposed to be
says
talking
ma'am.
to each other?
Mine
Probably
says,
not.
Mine says,
I don't know if
ma'am,
we're
you're a
supposed to, I
baby.
think we're supposed to guess. It's like Pictionary.
I know, but I would never guess this. Mine
Yeah.
says, ma'am, your baby's a Scorpio.
Remember, you're always welcome
Mine
in the
says
audience.
trail of
Fucking
fart
God.
fart
Mommy
crumbs.
Enter the
meets
room
a
code.
Venom Mommy. That doesn't even make sense.
Someone farting?
I think that's explosive diarrhea. Who is that?
I think that's the game.
Trying to fold.
Yeah, I was gonna say it has such a realistic voice.
Okay.
Cooking really
Whoever did this is really cute.
Let's see what happened.
Ma'am.
No way.
Nailed it.
Job's kind of fun. I suck at it, but it's still kind of fun.
Let's do it. Let's try
Okay.
it. If you like it, let's do it.
So the most you consider the most rock bottom of our career is controversial.
In a pickle. I'm
What does loyalty mean to you?
running up the tiers, lick the undercarriage. Oh, I didn't get to vote. Damn it.
Who's voting? Yeah, who's
Spiders
the
are-
voter?
I think you just look,
Tell
watch
me
your
about
thing.
a
It
time
pops up.
You exhibited leadership
Yeah.
qualities.
Fire drainage.
Hey, yours won.
Real hairy walking situation, a conundrum. I fell into a rusty pit. This one's pretty funny.
I like that one.
Boonie goo?
Now I can. Now
Wait. I think that one's supposed to be read as headed to guillotine for running bunny goo.
Playing the entire heart through blood, it helps the heart chase.
Josh, that's gotta be yours.
It was
No,
fine.
I
I just
never
was
once
running out of
wrote
time.
that.
Teamwork.
I've
See
never
who
once
teamwork's
wrote
the
that.
best.
Okay, so another round,
Round two.
starting, right? Yeah.
Need
All right, here we go.
to see on your device
Interview.
and answer this.
I'm trying to get this job. Job.
You're complaining about your manager. You look up and see them staring at you. How do you save face? I would stole a beer from the homeless. To make
You
the
want to
river
make the
chocolate
river
That
chocolate?
upward.
answers net you even more points.
You want to make the river chocolate upward. I would steal a beer from the homeless.
The massive eagle terrorizing the
The massive eagle terrorizing the office inevitably takes our smallest coworker. Would you rescue them?
How would you rescue them?
Arkansas sandals while ball vomiting. Might lick myself.
Come on.
Arkansas sandals while ball vomiting might lick myself.
A reporter stops you on
Wait, I put my
and says
lick
the
myself. I
company is
forgot
under
about
investigation.
A reporter stops you on your way to work and says the company is under investigation for fraud. How do you react? Please give your booty me face. Gather weeds, things in tap. What the f? It just skipped out on me. It just went away.
How do I get where these words are
I
coming
think
from?
it's on
Holy shit.
time. It's timer.
Well, that's very short. I don't have enough mental capacity. I couldn't even read it out loud. We're hosting a few fancy event to see you ask for a makeover. What do you do? Hummus on by pissing on myself. Crap away from the entire situation and light myself on fire.
I was gonna.
Could you imagine
Trent likes to
hummus
lift weights
on
at
by
his
pissing
desk.
myself?
How do you
That was kind of funny. Trent likes to lift weights at his desk. How do you react? You want River intro. When can your face give me some spider?
That was definitely Josh. His reaction.
Well, I think it's like both of our answers mixed together. Like I don't
Exactly,
think
Yeah.
The first
Yeah.
few questions where it asks us what to write, or what we would text our
Around
friends
the
and stuff.
holidays, we like
That's
to do
gathering
some
all those words, and then we
charity.
gotta
What
answer
would you be
questions.
willing to-
around the holidays we like to do some charity. What would you be willing to donate? Light myself on fire and die. All of the homeless pickle.
all of the homeless.
I'm all for.
I liked
all
that
the
one.
ideas,
All of the
but the
homeless
original
people.
author is like right
Dang,
there.
split down the
Change at least a
middle.
few words next time.
Change few words next time. God.
Math,
It's
am I
so
right?
random. Like I
So
don't
one
even
more
understand how you
icebreaker.
even begin to win. Final first impressions. I will look like Smeagol's weeds run away. I won't chase it. I will upwards pissed. I won't always love.
What?
I will look like. Oh, I didn't get to vote. I don't like
Since
that.
it's
You don't
the
get enough
last
time
round,
to even
how about an even
think.
bigger-
This makes no sense, but
What? I won't do balls. It was
Wish
the.
you
It was the. I
balls.
won't do balls. Got me. I will cut you to no rings of wood. I won't walk to having the Lord of P. I will guillotine. I won't headed.
Nick, you won.
Wait, why did that
Yeah.
sound like 11d6? What?
pretty good salary.
You won
Kirk
the
is
job.
fired.
Nick.
$61,000.
Fired, Kirk.
You would be so broke in LA, bro.
That makes sense.
I think you lose points if you like don't use enough variety, is what I saw.
I think so, yeah.
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
no
fun.
problem. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Super great having you. Thanks for having us. I'll see you guys.
Okay, bye.
Have a
Okay,
good one.
bye.
Bye.